Well, hello, everybody. How is everybody doing on this beautiful Wednesday?
Happy Hump Day!
I know, right? Happy Hump Day.
I hope everybody enjoyed the new intro.
I know we got a new intro. I know everybody must be like, "What is this?"
Like, is this the right show?
I know we got a brand new intro for the show. Hopefully, you guys like it. You know, if you do, put it on the comments. We would love to hear about your if you guys like the new intro, and if not, I can replay it again so you guys can hear it again. Hello, Miss Nancy. How are you, my love? Welcome in. Look, Keith's mom is the first one on board. Woo, she's ready.
And I didn't have to text her this time.
I know, right? She is ready for Rome. Yeah, today's gonna be a fun day because we're gonna be butchering a lot of names, but we're gonna pull through.
And it's Rome, Italy, not Georgia.
I know, right?
Like I was just telling you.
We're gonna be focused, and we're gonna pull through this whole situation today. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit of people to come in. We're just gonna be saying hello to everybody for a little bit, and then we're gonna start our show here. Look at Miss Nancy's laughing. It's gonna be like, hey, how are you? Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Ooh,
welcome in. I know we have a new person on board with us. Hi, how are you?
Is that Kay Huang?
Hopefully, I'm not going to say it wrong. Is it Kay Huang? Maybe. Did I say it right? If I did, hello, welcome in. Nice to have you here on our Across the Wave show today. It is with great pleasure to have everybody coming in tonight, checking out our show. We're going to be talking about the Port of Rome, which is in Civitavecchia, and I'm hopefully saying it right, but that is how I'm going to say it. And if I'm saying it wrong, please let me know.
Oh, I can't even pronounce that port.
Civitavecchia.
There you go.
Civitavecchia.
I know. Just so that you guys know, I can explain a little bit. Yeah. I know, right?
Civitavecchia.
Hey, Brooklyn is in the house. Hello, Eddie Lugo Studios. Just to give you a little bit of information before we start our show this evening, from the actual Rome, where the Colosseum and everything is, to the port of the cruise port is about an hour to an hour and a half drive. So think about that when you're booking a Europe cruise out of Rome. You have to have some sort of transportation, because it's not like if you get to Rome and then you're just right there at the port. It's an hour and a half to hour 15-minute drive. So, but we're gonna travel there today.
I mean, you guys see one of the excursions I did? It's a long travel. It's like but it says the whole day is like 12, 13 hours. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, well, I'll put it there.
So, all right. So we're going to start our show today. So here we go, guys. Let's start today with our history around the port. Well, guys, welcome back. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Wednesday? Alice and Keith, they're going to be taking care of your comments while we're going to just dive in here on your history for today. Today, we are visiting the port of Civitavecchia, and I'm hopefully that I'm saying it right. So here we go. The whole territory of Civitavecchia is dotted with the remains of the tombs, and it's likely that in the center of the current city is a small settlement thrive. The necropolis of Matanora, not far from the Molinari factory, is almost certainly from the 7th to 6th century BC, and was most likely connected with the nearby necropolis of Scaglia, an ancient port formed by small parallel basins capable of accommodating single vessels, was still visible at the end of the 19th century near the fort of Michelangelo. That is pretty interesting if you think about it. The Roman nearby monumental bath they were built originally in the Roman Republica era, possibly by Titus, prefect of Rome. The harbor was generally enlarged by the Emperor of Trajan and beginning at the 2nd century and known as a centum thereafter, probably due to many vaulted cells forming at the harbor wall, some which can still be seen if you were to travel there today. The first occurrence of the name centum is from the letter by Pliny the Younger in AD in 107. It has been suggested that the name could instead refer to the centum halls of the extensive villa of Trajan, which was nearby. The harbor was probably built by the Trajans' favorite architect, who also built the harbor of Ancona. The town was also known of Centum Cali and developed from the same time. The Trajans also built, accordingly to Pliny, must have built at the same time, but traces have yet been found, although the term bath as large nearby are likely to have been included. Inscriptions from between the 2nd and the 3rd century from the cemetery near the Roman harbor prove the presence of the Classari, sailors from the navy and also from the noble classes. These also tell of numbers and type of ships, which were detachments of the fleet of Ravenna of the Mycenaeum. Later in the history, it became part of the 1728 and Pope Gregory III, as the port was raided by the Saracen in 813, 814, and 828, and finally in 876. A new settlement is more secure place was therefore built by order of the Pope Leo the seventh, as soon as 854. In the meantime, however, inhabitants returned to the old town by the shore, and they rebuilt it, giving the name Civitavecchia. The Pope gave settlements of the several local lords, including the Count Ranieri and Civicastellian of the Abbey of Farfa, Lord help us today, and D. Vico, who held in that year. Pope Eugene IV sent an army under Cardinal Giovanni and several and Del Aquila among them, recaptured the place, which after a payment of 4,000 florins became a full papal possession led by the vicar and a treasurer. Boy, the Roman city on the modern inner harbor rests of the ancient foundations, many of which can be seen, in whose shape is still very much the same as it was in the Trajan times. And it had curved breakwater and southern side of the Strait of the North with archers and reduced the waves which still exist. Some of the Roman city's walls are visible at the basement of the Fraternity of the Banner of Piazza Leandra. Remains of an aqueduct of the large cistern, possibly part of the Trajan villas, are preserved up until today. So as you can see, guys, it's a lot of information here. And if we're going to be talking about transport, the port of Civitavecchia, also known as Port of Rome, is important hub for the maritime transport of Italy for goods and passengers. Part of this is linked to several Mediterranean ports and represent one of the main links between Italian and the mainland. Civitavecchia Railway Station opened in 1859 in the western of Rome, and which forms a part of the Pisa-Livorno-Rome Railway, a short line linking the town center to the harbor, survived until the early 2000s. It is counted to 2 stations in that area. So that right there, guys, is the information I have for you today. And I wanted to share with you guys what this port looks like today. So this right here is, hold on, guys. Hold on. So hopefully you guys like the history that we brought onto this show today. And with that being said, I'm going to send you all to Alice, and Alice is going to give you some details about what to do around the port.
Sorry about that. My microphone was muted. I'd like to say hello to Emily, who has joined us since Tinkerbell has been speaking about the history of the port. So welcome in. And if you'll bring up my slides, Tinkerbell, I appreciate that. Okay. So we're going to talk about the Port of Rome. And here's a picture of it, and you'll see that there's a bus here at the bottom of the screen. And I also want to point out there's a sign underneath that bus, and you'll know what that is. They have a McDonald's near the Port of Rome. I found that funny. I had to show it to Eddie when I was doing my research. I'm like, check this out. If you get hungry before going on your cruise, you can stop at McDonald's. Anyway, when you're traveling here, they do not allow you to drive into the port. And so they do have these buses and shuttles that will take you inside. And if you do like a private transfer car, you actually get picked up right underneath the ship, is how it's worded on most of the websites that I found. And so it's, just very up close to where the ship is where the taxis will come and get you, which is nice because you don't have to walk around all over the place with your luggage. Or when you get off the cruise ship, if you went by cruise, you're not dragging these big luggages with you. And the port will take you straight to either a hotel or an airport, depending on what your plans are. So that's pretty neat. The shuttle that travels around the terminal, they are free. And that's the only way, that you could access is with these shuttles or taxi service that's authorized by and I'm going to mess up the word, I could say Rome, Civitavecchia Port Authority. So when there's a lot of cruise ships in the port, you will experience delays and slowdowns, especially if you are boarding from the Pier 25 south on the opposite side of the harbor, the ferry side. The shuttle service does not include stops where the rest of the docks will provide immediate stops. So find out, where your ship is sailing from to ensure that you have the proper transportation, because you might want to choose a taxi service instead, depending on which one you are leaving from. But, it's very easy to get around there. You can walk a bit. The main airport is Rome, and it's also known as Leonardo da Vinci Airport, Fiumicino Airport. I like it in English better. Leonardo da Vinci Airport. But that's the main one and the most important Italian airport. It's located 60 kilometers from the Port of Rome, and it's a 50-minute drive by car. The other airport is Ciampino, is further away. It's about 85 kilometers and takes about an hour and 20 minutes by car. So it's better to take the Leonardo da Vinci Airport to get to the port in less time. There is also train stations and train lines between the airport, and you could, do that and then connect to many different, trains. So you'd really have to look it up to see, how you're going to get around, what time you're getting there. Are you staying a few days before the cruise, or, just going to Rome just to go to Rome itself? You'll have more time, but, just keep in mind that there's no direct connections, and you need to make at least one change of line to get from the train station to the cruise port. Now, if you're coming from the Da Vinci Airport station, you could take a train to Rome City Center and get off at I can't pronounce these words, I'm sorry. Trastevere Station, and change the line in the direction of Civitavecchia, and takes about an hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours, and you'll pay a total of 12.60 euros, give or take a few, and you could get off of there and change to get to Civitavecchia. And same with if you fly into the other. You would take a shuttle bus, a trial that connects the airport with the station, a journey of just 5 minutes at a cost of 1.20 euros. And once you reach the Ciampino train station, you take the train to Roma Termini at a cost of $1.50 euros, and they run every 12 minutes. You could also buy tickets at the info box at the airport, on board, or at authorized retailers. And lastly, from Rome Terminal to Civitavecchia, the cost of a regional train ticket is 5 euros and takes about an hour and 20 minutes. And then there's an intercity train that costs 11 euros and takes approximately 55 minutes. And then there's a Freccia Bianca train that costs 15 euros and takes approximately 45 minutes. So, it's a lot of, switching and changing. So it's very important to do your homework and know exactly, where you're going to be going, so you don't end up going in the wrong direction. They also have, once you get to the Civitavecchia train station, you'll be able to get around on a local Argo bus, or you could take a walk towards the port. The Argo buses leave from the area in front of the station, running every 20 minutes, getting you to the port in less than 10 minutes. And the tickets cost 2 euros and can be bought at the newsstand or at the bar inside the station. It's important to know that the auto bus from the station will take you to Rome Cruise Terminal, the port's hub for cruise lines. From here, you can take one of the free shuttles that run regularly, and that will take you to your terminal or departure quay. Alternately, it is possible to reach the port by foot from Civitavecchia station. And the entrance of Varco Fortezza is actually located 600 meters away. Once outside the station, go towards Via Giuseppe and walk in along the sea. You will find the pedestrian entrance. Go in, and on your right, you will find one of the free shuttle stops. Wait for a few minutes, and you'll be taken to the destination for free. So that's pretty good. The other thing that I mentioned is that you can travel by a private transfer. And if you are mobility issues, you have to, let them know in advance when you call, and let them know, because they don't all have ramps or elevators, and you could reserve a minivan or a van. And if it's foldable, you can take that minivan or a van. But if you don't have something that folds up, like if you have a scooter, a wheelchair, a walker, and they all fold up, you could get on without, any issues, but you have to reserve a minivan or a van. Don't reserve a standard car or Mercedes-Benz if you have a foldable wheelchair or mobility scooter, because then your booking will be considered invalid, because you will not be able to get it into the car, and you'll be charged even though they can't pick you up. So just make sure, if you have mobility issues, you let them know in advance so that you can get there. So this is the most economical choice, is to use a private transfer to reach the port of Civitavecchia. And it's, from the transfer from the airport to the cruise port. Easiest, it's the fastest, and it's the most comfortable solution. You'll get picked up from the airport and get dropped off right underneath your cruise ship. And then when you come back from your cruise, they are able to pick you up under the ship just outside the security control area. There's a tent, and whatever your cruise ship is, whether it's Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, MSC, Costa, all of them. And it saves you the trouble of carrying your luggage covering more than 400 meters. So, that's good to know. These are all the different cruise lines that travel out of the cruise port. And a lot of them are familiar. And then they have the others, like Oceania Cruises, Star Clippers, Viking Ocean Cruises, Windstar Cruises. So, but the others are all pretty familiar. Now, the port of Civitavecchia also has hotels nearby. If you plan on staying, of course, it's always recommended to go in at least a day before. There is a time change. Not sure if it's 6 hours ahead. So, just make an allowance for the time difference so that you make sure you get on that ship. But if you're going to be staying, a day or two before the cruise or after the cruise, these are the three of the best hotels that are near the port of Civitavecchia, and their addresses are here. You could always pause it if you have to replay and write down the information. And of course, there's other hotels that are a little further away. They might be a little cheaper, but then you want to take into account how much is that private transfer, taxi, how much, because when you have luggage, I don't know that you want to deal with buses and the trains. So it's probably better that you, go around in a private taxi and just do your research. How much is that compared to staying, if you stay at a hotel that's up close, you have a cheaper taxi ride. If you stay further away, taxi ride will be more. What is the difference? Add the two together, the hotel cost and the taxi cost, and make your decision that way. So, that's very important for you to know. Okay. And also, I just want you to know that there are restrooms available around Rome and the city of Civitavecchia. And the bathrooms in Rome actually have a fee, and they are $1. I'm not sorry, €1. And I believe the exchange rate, I think, is US dollars is probably like $1.56 or something like that. So, and Keith usually shares that information. So anyhow, he'll be able to tell you that coming up next. Okay. So let's go to Keith and the news.
Thank you all for showing up today. So since we're in Rome, you gotta go like this, and it's cruise news time. Okay, so let's get to it. So welcome to Rome, Italy. As today it was a high of 67 degrees, low of 44. Obviously, I said last week there's no minimum wage in Italy, and if you put up the first picture, right? So there's currently no cruise ships, but tomorrow the Costa Smeralda, which is a 185 gross ton ship, and the gas, obviously I said it last week, but I'll say it again, it's $2.11 a liter. That's about $8.44 a gallon. And I will get to about since we're at the ship. If you go on a cruise out of Italy, it's more than likely what you should. My recommendation is probably to take Costa. Yeah, and why am I saying Costa? Because if you want the bigger ships out there, you're not going to get a Carnival ship that's going to be $180 gross. You're not going to get the Celebration leaving from there, and any of their big ships leaving from there. You may get NCL and Royal, but you're not going to. If you're a Carnival favorite, take Costa because more likely you're going to get a bigger ship there. But also, do think about that. Obviously, if you're a casino, everything's going to be euros, so it's going to be a little bit different atmosphere. So let's get to the rest of the news, and then we get to the next spot. So on March 17th, right, obviously over here and around the world, we celebrate what? St. Patrick's Day. Well, Italy, they celebrate Unity Day. So what is Unity Day? Unity Day is a festival. Oh, yeah, okay. It's a day with the Festa del Unità d'Italia. It's to celebrate the birth of the country as a modern nation state, which happened March 17th, 1861. The next three children and their mother, this is that one, died in a house fire in Bologna. Is it Bologna or Bologna? I know it's Bologna. The children were 2 years old. They were twins and a 6-year-old, and the mother was 32. And the cause of this is an electric heater. So sometimes you also have to think about it. And in Italy, the clocks have not gone ahead yet, as they go ahead on March 31st, unlike over here. I don't even know when it goes over here anymore. I feel like every year they change the date, the month. I don't even know anymore. Because I remember I used to go ahead in April. Now it's March. So yeah. Okay. So that's about it. Yeah. So that's actually. Oh, okay. So here's something else that they have. News. I thought it was excursion. Sorry about that. Rome Lago, Argentina site is going to host a historical reenactment of the assassination of Gaius Julius Caesar, which is celebrated March 15th every year, and which happened in 44 BC, where he was stabbed 23 times, and then he was cremated in the Roman Forum, which resulted in the long civil war that ended the demise of the Roman Empire. And that is it for the cruise news. But next up is the excursion. Once we get our little presentation coming here from Think About. So I will get you with the yeah. So let's get the which one? Which one? Oh, okay. So, expert guided tour of the Coliseum Underground Arena. Uh, yeah. So, yeah. Thank you. In this tour, you will skip the lines, explore areas of the Coliseum, not accessible to the regular ticket holders, where you will see the underground level, the arena, and the Roman Forum. This is for small group tours, and this is something, obviously, me personally, I would definitely be interested in because I would definitely, if you go to Rome, this is something that you should do is go see the Colosseum. I mean, it's something that you should do. And it says that the price was about $110, but if you just want to go there just to skip the line and not go see the private areas that anyone who pays the regular prices is going to see. So those regular prices, I think, are like $20, $30, where you could just like skip the line over there. And I think it's like $20, $30 plus the cost of whatever it costs to get in. So do keep that in mind. Okay, let's get to the next. So you ever want to do you can put the one with the farm up there. You ever want to do a 13-hour tour? Well, now you can. I advise you. This is a long day tour before, and do not do it obviously the day of your cruise. So 13-hour tour because it's a long ride each way. It's like 3.5 hours each way. But you're gonna get some beautiful scenery over here, and this is in Tuscany. It's a day trip from Rome, and you're gonna get lunch, wine tasting. But like I said, the ride is 3 hours. But you're gonna get some beautiful views of here. I mean, this picture right here looks like something that's like in the movies, and I just feel like definitely something that's in the movies, and you know you may want to go there so that you can get some really really good photos and all that. And yeah, okay, so and you could okay. Actually, I don't even have to put the last one. I'll put a private classic of ancient Rome shore excursion where you will visit the yeah, put up where you will visit the Colosseum, Pantheon, Rome Forum, and the Aspen Way and the catacombs. And this tour will get you is about a 6-hour tour. You get to visit a lot of history and a very good experience. And if you don't know what this photo is right here, so that's the photo of the assassination of Gaius Julius Caesar. And if you don't know, there's been lots of movies on that character. So that's it for the excursions. And next up, who's up next? I'm assuming it's Alice. I think we're going backwards. Or Tinkerbell. And
Well,
it's
hello, hello.
did you like that?
Okay,
Oh,
I'm going to do the excursions, my part of it, and then we're going to leave Alice, and then we'll bring everybody up again. So here we go. This is interesting. I've been, it's very interesting getting to know about all of these great places. We're going to talk about this area right here. Hold on. why not? Why not check out that area? This next one that we're going to be talking about is it's going to be the Taste of Italy. It's a great excursion. If you would like to kind of like look at this, um, here we go. Let me get you with Alice.
We weren't able to hear Tinkerbell when she was showing her pictures.
Oh, boy. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, when you're on the screen, we can hear you, but when you're showing the pictures, we were not able to. We text
Oh
you
my
and
God.
that.
Okay, I didn't get the text. All right.
Yes.
So you want me to say it all over again? Or
Let
you
me
can
go
just
through.
okay,
Let me
you
go
go
through
through
some
your
of mine.
okay. Go ahead.
All right, you can bring up the slideshow. All right. So I'm going to be showing you some shore excursions from Rome and also Civitavecchia. Okay. So these are some things that they say you must do if you are in the town of Civitavecchia and you don't want to go to Rome. You're going to be cruising out of Civitavecchia and you just want to stay around there because you don't have a lot of time. So the Fortezza Michelangelo is a fortress and it's part of the historic port, and you'll see it by the entrance to the port area. And the heavy fortress was built in 1537 to protect the port And it was named after Michelangelo, who designed the center tower. And then the second in the middle picture, it's the Civitavecchia National Archaeological Museum. And it sits right across from the Fortezza Michelangelo. And it is housed in a 3-level building that used to belong to Pope Clemente VIII, dating from the early 18th century. And in the museum, visitors can see exhibitions showcasing artifacts from the Roman and Etruscan times. And the last picture on this slide is the Cathedral of San Francesco di Assanti. It's a beautiful, elegant cathedral, which was built in the 17th century in the neoclassical Baroque architectural style, and it's located a stone's throw away from the Archaeological Museum and the Forte Monte Angelo. So, if you don't want to do a whole lot of walking and running around, there's these 3 things right there that you can, visit and take pictures of. Okay. Also in Civitavecchia, we have the terrain bats. And, oops. Okay. This is a small the archaeological site of the terrain bats is located on top of the hill, approximately 3 miles from Civitavecchia town center, known also as the Baths of Trajan, after the Roman Empire who founded the city. And the baths are one of the most important thermal complexes of the Roman age in the entire South Etrurian area. And if you like going to beaches, there's also a beach nearby. And here's a picture of the beach. And it is just plainly called Civitavecchia Beach. And it's a small pebbly beach, and it's located right opposite the railway station and is backed by a colorful promenade. So, something that you can do if you want to go to the beach right nearby. Okay. All right. The next one. Now, here's an excursion that kind of interests me. It's Rome in one day. And because you're limited, you might be limited with time or something, you could take this excursion. It's with a private transfer taxi, and they pick you up right underneath the ship and drop you off right underneath the ship. So it's a very easy and convenient thing. The only thing is the price can be a little expensive. So you would, this is a thing, it's one day that you would go and enjoy different highlights that you want to see. And you get an English speaking driver. And I guess if you speak other languages, you might be able to request a different language. I would do that research and call them before going on the cruise if this is what you plan on doing. And it says, they says that they do have English and then French and Spanish on request. So they do have them too. Okay. So this is a very flexible excursion. The cars and the drivers are at your disposal for the duration of the tour. You decide where and how you want to spend the time. And the driver, in a friendly and experienced way, will be at your disposal to suggest routes and sites, such as those that I'm going to be listing, and I'm going to be showing you the pictures here of different things. So they also know some secret jewels that you might not know about. And then when it's lunchtime, you could decide where you want to eat. If you want to go to an elegant restaurant or a typical trattoria or a sandwich, the driver will be happy to suggest the best solution as your concierge. Now, the prices, if they're picking you up and dropping you off, if there's only one or two people in the car, it's going to be the most expensive. And so I would suggest, if you're doing this, if you could get a group of like 8 people to take this, they'll get you a minivan or a regular van and try to get a group together. It will cost you about $67 each. So that's not bad. And then if you're, that's for the drop off and under the ship and pick up from the ship. If you're going to the airport, it'll be a little bit cheaper. And if you're going to be going into Rome City, it's about the same amount as if you're going to the airport. So, if you get off the ship and you're not going back to the ship because it's a destination, it's not like a port of call, so to say. So you could take this taxi. They pick you up from the ship and drive you around, and they could take you to the airport. So, you have a place for your luggage and they just drive you there, and you don't have to worry about, where else are you going to go. But it's good if you could get a group of people. The euros for dropping off at the airport would be 675 euros. And depending on the price of the exchange, which I think is about 150, it'd be 675 times 5. No. Anyway, so just look into that. That's an exciting thing to do. All right. Okay. And here we have a picture of St. Peter's. There we go. Back up to the top. I have so many windows open on my computer because there's so much to see and do here in Italy. Okay. So this is the Basilica of St. Peter. It's the largest church and one of the most impressive religious structures in the world. And it's located in the Vatican City. And with its immense dimensions and surface area of 22,000 square meters, it can host around 2,000 people. And the church is believed to be the burial place of St. Peter and is home to countless monuments and masterpieces, including the works of Bramante, Michelangelo, Maderno, Bernini, and other notable artists. And the entrance to the Basilica is free, although you may face lines and security screenings. To get there, you need to get off of Stazione San Pietro and then walk for 10 minutes to the square. So if you have walk-in mobility issues, again, you might not want to do the public transportation. You might want to do the private transfers. All right. Oh. Okay, back to the StreamYard. Here we go. All right, here is Castel Sant'Antonio, and it's an imposing fortress. It's located on the right bank of the Tiber River. It's a 10-minute walk from St. Peter's Square. Foundations of the castle date back to around 125 BC. And nowadays, it hosts the National Museum of Castel Sant'Angelo, where you can admire a large collection of sculptures, paintings, marble finds, weapons, furniture, and various other objects. Okay. And this one here is the Roman Forum. The Roman Forum is one of the most fascinating archaeological sites that used to be the center of everyday life and an administrative and commercial hub in ancient Rome. Today, visitors can see the ruins of antique temples and the Arc of Septimus and other ancient structures. It takes several hours to visit the entire forum, but in case you don't have time, you can admire it from the street. And that's what I would probably do. It has a promenade, and you could on that street, and you could overlook the forum. The Roman Forum is located right next to the Colosseum, and to get there, and it tells you the buses, the Metro Line B stop, Colosio. But again, I'd be doing that all-day tour and tell the driver, take me here, take me there, take me there. I wouldn't be dealing with the buses. So I don't know about you, but that's Okay, here we have the Spanish Steps, and it's the Plaza de Spagna, with its monumental staircase leading to the Church of Trinita de Monte and Bernini's Burkett Fountain. Fontana della Barcaccia is one of the most beautiful squares in Rome, and the famous square has always been a popular cultural and tourist hub with a large number of hotels, restaurants, cafes, and shopping streets. So if you like to go shopping, this is where you would like to go. And then we have the Fontana de Trevi. This is a fountain, and it has Rococo elements, and it's certainly one of the most awe-inspiring fountains in the world. It has gigantic dimensions, 26.3 meters high and around 49.15 meters wide, and was designed by an Italian architect, Nicola Salvi, in the 18th century. And Trevi Fountain is, in English, 3 roads fountain. And in Latin, it means 3 roads. And it is located in the historic center and is always packed with people. There is no entrance fee. However, be ready for a lot of crowds while there. Don't forget to toss a coin in the fountain to ensure you return to Rome. So it's really pretty. You could see how big it is and all the people around. And yeah, I wouldn't be getting up there too close. Too many people for me. Here's another fountain, and this one is the Fountain of the Four Rivers, and that's nearby. And we're almost running out of time, so I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. This is the Pantheon and the 16th century marble Fontana del Pantheon. And it's amazing how, old these buildings are, and, just the structures of them. This is a former Roman temple, and nowadays the Catholic basilica with an imposing dome and massive entry columns. The colossal Pantheon peacefully sits on the tiny Piazza della Rotonda, only 5 to 10 minutes walking distance from Piazza Navona and the 3 Rivers Fountain. The iconic temple was completed by the Emperor Hadrian in 125 AD. It has a cylindrical shape. I'm sorry, I'm messing up these words. And features the world's largest unreinforced dome made entirely of concrete. The central part of the dome has an immense opening that provides natural light to the interior of the temple. which houses tombs of renowned artists and members of the Italian royal family. So, and the entrance to the Pantheon is free of charge. And now back to Tinkerbell.
Hello, everybody. I do apologize about I don't know what happened. It went on mute, but we don't have the time to go back. So I do apologize about that. But yeah, that was really cool. Alice, I learned a whole lot and a lot of great information in Rome. And I can't wait one day to actually be able to go there and check out those, to see it in live. Because these pictures don't do justice as to the actual live part of it. So it's going to be a lot of fun to go check it out. So hopefully everybody liked this show today. And if you have any questions, I'll put them on the comments. If you have any questions that you might want to ask or something that you might want to know, it'll be great, for the team. That way we can get you those answers. But yeah, we did a good job, other than my mute situation and some words, and there were some words that I'm like, Lord help us today. But we
bada bing, bada boom.
Some of those
actually,
words are rough.
What I've been told is, I heard a lot of people in Italy don't have air conditioning. A lot of places, also a lot of hotels, they don't believe in air conditioning.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, so
that is very good to know.
I'm like, so if I ever go there, I book a hotel, I'm gonna call them up. Do you have air conditioner? They're gonna be cursing me out in Italian. Yep.
Well, so we're gonna go through like everybody. Alice, do you have anything you want to any information you want to put out there? Anything that for your channel or for Eddie's channel that you want to let everybody know?
Well, we do have the Carnival Paradise cruise coming up, Booze Cruise 2.0, sailing out of Tampa, Florida on October 28th, 2024. And it is going to Tampa, Key West. From Tampa, it's going to Key West. And then it is going to Montego Bay, Jamaica, and Grand Cayman Islands, and then back to Tampa. And it has 2 sea days. It's a 6-night cruise. And, if you're able to make it, it's the prices are low. It's an older ship on the Carnival Paradise. So you could get a good, deal for that. And you should contact Bruce at ocean-to-ocean-travel.com. And he can give you the prices and more information.
All right, so there you have it. Any announcements for you, Keith?
A couple. First of all, I hit 500,000 views this week.
Hey, congrats! That is awesome, though. I saw that.
I was like, oh my god! I'm like, 500,000 people actually looked at me. I'm like, there's sometimes I'm sitting there. I'm like, I have a video going because I've had it twice this week, which I was good. Where I had 2 videos this week with like 1,600 views, and it was like 30 plus hours on one, 40 plus hours. I'm like, people spent their time to watch me for 40 hours.
There you go.
Hey, I'm happy about it. After that, obviously I have my live on Friday, and more than likely, probably tonight. Well, I'm gonna make it as soon as I get off, and I'll probably edit it tonight. I'll put it up tonight. I'm gonna have a news video, and tonight I will have a cruise news video tonight because I haven't had a chance to put it up the last 2 days because of work. Obviously. If I do this, this is not my job. I wish I was, but
eventually. Well, I do have one announcement, and my announcement is going to be this one.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a very special announcement to make today. From Sunday, April 20th to Sunday, April 27th of 2025, we'll be hosting our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise on none other than the Carnival Celebration. The itinerary is simple. We'll be departing from the Port of Miami in Florida on the 20th. Our first day will be a simple day at sea where you can explore the boat and check out what's on board. Try some of the food at the buffet, or grab a Guy Fieri burger by the pool and relax. Following that, we'll be stopping at Amber Cove in Dominican Republic, then San Juan in Puerto Rico, and lastly St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands before 2 more sea days to take us back to port. If you're interested in joining us, you can book now at jagonzalez@expediacruises.com. The phone number is 813-608-2935, and the website link will be in the description below. We hope to see you on board when the time comes.
Well, there you guys have it. We're going to be doing our first ever Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise. So if you're interested in something like that, get with me so that we can bring you along on that beautiful carnival celebration. Guys, I know that there's a lot of people here watching right now. I don't know if you guys saw our brand new intro to our show today. I'm going to play it one time so that you guys can check it out. This is our brand new intro for the show. So if you hear it, you know you're on the right path. Here we go. So there you guys have it. That's our brand new intro to the show.
Good.
You like it?
Come on.
Let us know. What do you all think? Do you guys like it? Do we got to change the music? I think it has a really good rhythm. It's kind of like, doing the Scott dance over there. Hey.
Mm-hmm. There's a few comments or questions in the chat.
Okay, let's get to them.
Of course, Emily says the pizza looked delicious. I agree with her. And she wishes she could have heard a little bit of what you shared about it. Muncie Channel says, my daughter wants to go on the Booze Cruise 2.0, but our other kids don't want us to leave for trick or treat. You could actually go trick or treating on the ship. I know Eddie and I will be bringing candy, and possibly the other vloggers will be bringing some candy and other treats as well.
Okay.
And then Emily says her aunt and uncle don't have AC. They just don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Muncie Channel wants to know, what is a ballpark figure price for an Italian cruise? Well, I haven't looked that up, so I'm not sure.
I know, like before COVID, it was like $5. That was before COVID.
Well, I do have one set up for next month, but mine is with Celebrity Ascent. Mm-hmm. And it's for 4 people. It comes with the cruise, port taxes, fees, drink package, Wi-Fi, 4 people on a veranda balcony cabin, and it came out to $7,200.
$7,200. And where is that leaving from and going
Rome.
to? So
it starts in Rome and ends in Barcelona.
Okay. So, because, it's like, you have to take into consideration, do you want to see different places in Italy? Mm-hmm. Or like you say, it starts here and goes there. It all depends on exactly what type of cruise you want to do to see what the price is. But I would say, Tinkerbell's a travel agent. She could help get some information from you if you want to reach out to her.
I'm pulling up the itinerary. It starts in Rome. It's going to do a stop in Naples. It has a sea day, Portofino, Italy, Florence, Cannes, a sea day, and then Palma de Mallorca, Spain, and then Barcelona. That's my itinerary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would say just do, searches online and pick one that has the different places you want to visit.
Yeah. And also you can always contact me at 813-608-2935. Mm-hmm. And if you have questions or something you want to, find out, I'll be more than happy to check that information out for you. Keep in mind, guys, I'm a travel agent, but I also work with Expedia Cruises, and we do have what is called Expedia group deals. And sometimes, if you go on your own, you're not going to find them. So if you call me and you kind of like do a price, you try to look for pricing, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to, to give you that information. And you decide whether you want to purchase it with me or you want to do it on your own. But it's always good to find, a little bit of savings goes a long way. So hopefully you guys.
the more expensive it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
always
actually
remember.
picked this one because it starts in Rome and ends in Barcelona, so I could see two
Yeah.
different areas in
And-
one.
And it's a lot quicker to fly home after
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put my number here, just in case if you guys need it. Feel free to call me. I'm always available. So just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help. Whatever questions you have. And I'll send you the info about the pizza and all of that. And I do apologize. I don't know what happened because I didn't see my thing on mute, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I always have a backup. Alice always does a great job. So everybody, a big round of applause to Alice. She always does an amazing job, giving a whole lot of information. So I'm happy with the team that we
Don't
have.
forget the dance again.
I know the dance. Woo! This is for you, Scott. Guys, if you're coming on the Boost Cruise 2.0 in October with Alice Lugo Studio and Ellie Lugo Studios YouTube channel, trust and believe, you got to learn it. Start practicing from now because we're going to be doing the dance over there. The only one that we're trying to get is right there. We're trying to get him to go because
Yes.
across the way we'll be together. We could take an across the way picture together.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for coming. I do apologize. We're running a little bit late, but thank you guys so much for coming, for being here. Next week, we're going to Barbados, right? Is next week?
Yes.
We're going to be on the Port of Barbados. So we have a lot, we have to gear up. We got to travel back from Rome all the way to Barbados next week, but we're going to be in the Caribbean. So hopefully you guys come back next week. To Barbados.
I'll be in the Caribbean almost 2 months.
I know, right?
A room is coming soon, yeah.
I know. That's where Rihanna was born. So we're gonna go to her home place of Barbados, and I might have some cool pictures because I've been to Barbados. So I might bring some cool pictures so that you guys can see my trip to Barbados. So I see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you guys for being here. Love you all to the moon and back. And toodles.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Hasta luego. Woo! Even Cash, look. This is my baby Cash, guys. I see you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Muncie.